Hello, everyone. I'm Maddie Smith, and it's that time of the week. All right, so the CDC said we can take our masks off if we're vaccinated, which made Florida say, were we supposed to start? A lot of people are freaking out. They're like, how will you tell if someone is unvaccinated or vaccinated? Let me say one thing. Both sides won't shut the fuck up. So we know if you're vaccinated, we're hearing about your 12 hours of symptoms, how your arm hurt, oh, you got the Moderna, the Pfizer, the Johnson & Johnson. And at this point, if you're still unvaccinated, we know. You're telling us your whole thesis on how you got 5G in your bloodstream. So we're hearing both sides of it, so that shouldn't be an issue. But we live in New York, so we'll probably be wearing masks until 2025, which is how long the New York City Pride Parade is banning police officers from attending the parade. 2025, to which the police said, we were joking about all that stuff we did. Stonewall? We were kidding. It was supposed to be funny. So the cops aren't allowed at Pride this year. They have been accused of being threatening to the LGBT communities, to all communities, actually. They are abusive. They are not cool, but enough about Ellen DeGeneres. Okay? After almost 2 decades, they took her show off the air because she's also, like the cops, abusive, not fun to work with. But it's good because Ellen can finally take her mask off of being a nice person. I want her to turn full bitch now. It's over. Yeah. The whole facade is done. Let's see the real you, baby. But let's get our pod started. We have 2 amazing and new guests today, and I'm so excited that they're here. First of all, Caitlin Reese. Hey. What's going on? Should have probably asked what you want as your intro, but here we are. We're not going back. What the hell is up, Caitlin?
Not much. I'm excited to be here and talk about canceling Ellen.
Yes, canceling Ellen. Ellen and the cops are 2 great topics that go hand in hand. And our next guest, we have Maggie Lalley.
Hey, guys.
What the hell is up, Maggie?
Chillin'. Ellen's a bitch. Yeah.
It's been known.
I don't really know much about it, actually.
All I know is that her workplace is pretty toxic.
It's hostile. That's what I'm sensing. Yeah.
I feel bad because, you know what? I've led people before and I turn into a big bitch.
That's how I feel. And I kind of feel like I almost like respect a controlling abusive bitch. You know what I mean? I feel like there should be more. I don't know.
I'm worried that
is that a horrible take?
I feel like
it's a great take. I'm a bitch. I'm in my own household. I'm like, dude, you fucking suck to my boyfriend.
I think that Portia is only fed like food pellets by Ellen. Like she's only allowed to have so much calories a day.
She is very thin.
Yeah.
Yeah. You think she's like trapped in the basement, like tied up in the basement?
I think she's tied to a radiator.
I love that. I want to do that.
There's no other reason Portia's married to her.
Do you think that Ellen is like so mean to Portia? Like every day? Like, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I think she's borderline abusive to everyone she comes across.
It's so weird because what an obvious thing I'm about to say. She seems so great.
I know.
Like on podcasts even. Like when
Can you imagine her hanging out with a Teamster who actually works on set? Like they would be like,
well, doesn't she say like, don't look at me?
Right? She says, don't look at me.
I kind of like that.
Honestly, like it streamlines. I am beautiful. It streamlines things, in my opinion. I think it's safe to assume anyone with an empire with their own name, horrible person.
Well, I agree. And also it's like, I've heard that about Jimmy Fallon too, that he's like kind of mean, like fucking rude.
I think
and I kind of appreciate, I don't know. It's like, I feel like everyone's obsessed with like hating celebrities, like, and like being like, oh, they're mean, they're not a good person. It's like, well, I don't know, like,
to get to celebrity status, you have to be ruthless, cutthroat. You've had people killed.
Yes.
To get to the level that they are.
I'm gonna like keep the show going.
I don't think Jimmy Fallon. Hello, everyone. How are you?
He's a psychopath.
What a great day. No, you have to be psychopathic level to be an A-list celebrity.
You also can't trust wholesome shows. Like remember Rosie O'Donnell having her daytime TV show? That was like before Ellen, and then we have like another lesbian that is such a bitch.
Yeah, I feel like Rosie though is a good woman. You know?
Was there anything about Rosie O'Donnell that came out?
Is there something bad about her?
No, I mean she liked to collect children, like right, that was her thing.
Oh,
like,
she adopted a lot of kids. One of them.
Yeah. Like, no, I'm not complaining about that. I'm like, you know what really bugs me? Foster care kids getting home.
Hey, what's your issue? You want to help people?
I saw her at Randy Rainbow's concert once, and she was amazing. She was so fun.
Randy Rainbow? Is that a kids thing?
I think so.
Isn't that what Death to Smoochie was based off of?
Excuse me?
That movie. It's a dark comedy called Death to Smoochie. It's amazing.
I don't know what either of those are.
Randy Rainbow is...
You're not speaking English to me right now. I don't know what Randy Rainbow... Death to Smoothie? Is that what you said?
Smoochie.
Oh, Smoochie. I don't know what Death to Smoochie is.
But Randy Rainbow is he's like a fun musical comedian. My mom is obsessed with him, and we saw him in concert in I think Staten Island. It was a good time.
Is he like the other guy who put Fred and the other guy who Raffi? Is he like Raffi?
No, he's not like Raffi.
Oh, okay.
It sounds like it.
He literally for Tom.
I thought it was okay. So Randy Rainbow's for adult. You could see how the name Randy Rainbow.
I would see
think.
how it's, but no, he's just like this gay, like fun guy who's just like he's like very like political, but it's like fun. My mom is obsessed with him. It's like
a musical comedian.
Yeah, like
as if we don't have enough of those.
Horrible.
Okay, well let's get started on our first segment, which is on this line of celebrities, and our first segment is called "Let's Sync Up." So at the start of the pod, we like to get a question to get all of us on the same page, but it sounds like we're on the same page already.
I'm feeling it.
Maggie brought us seltzers. We're feeling taken care of, despite her being late. So
sorry, half an hour. I'm so sorry.
But today's question to get us all on the same page is: if you had to go on any talk show, what would it be?
Okay.
On the theme of Ellen ending.
For me, it's Sally Jesse Raphael.
I don't know what that is. Can we stop with the references? I have no idea what the fuck you're talking
what are you
about.
talking about,
Sally Raphael is a nail polish company.
No, it's not.
What is that?
When this is over, you need to go on YouTube. She's a lesbian icon, even though she's not gay. She had these big red glasses, red hair, and would wear like power suits on TV. And was like a 1980s.
This sounds like that girl who has the comfy couch. Is that not it?
Wait, what was her name? What was her name?
I can't remember.
No.
The big comfy Lunette and Molly, the clown and her doll.
Yes,
Lunette.
But it's not that.
No. Also, Lunette is a menstrual cup.
What?
So there's a lot of words being thrown out these days. I have the Marina IUD, so
do you?
Yeah.
Is that the copper?
No.
Okay.
Hormonal.
I don't have any birth control going on.
Do you like it? Because they're asking me if I want it because I'm getting polyps taken out of my cervix.
Oh.
Polyps?
Yeah.
I think we need to restart the pod because there's been a lot of words said that I don't know. Sally Mae Hansen, you said.
Quick dry.
Randy Rainbow. I don't know what that is.
Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. The talk show host. Okay. I don't know who the fuck that was, but
is she on YouTube currently?
This is she was like a huge talk show host in the 1980s.
So hetero. Oh, in the 80s. Yeah. Oh, okay. I thought it was a current YouTube personality.
No.
I have.
I'm giving a throwback.
Okay. I'm going to say Lunette from.
I'm going to say the Marina show.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I mean, this is so obvious though. I'm like obsessed with Conan. I don't know.
Is that obvious?
Is it? I mean, isn't everyone?
No.
Oh, okay. No.
But tell us why.
I'm obsessed. I just love him. I think he's so fucking funny. I've seen so many interviews from him. I'm obsessed.
Yeah.
I think he's so fun. I love his show where he travels. I love his podcast. I love him so much.
I never knew that you loved Conan.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought I can write Maggie off as someone who does not tolerate all men.
I mean 90%.
Yeah,
I think
I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised Conan made your cut.
Well, I just think he's so like honestly sweet, and I think he's like a really great guy.
Meanwhile, 5 minutes ago we were like, we can assume any celebrity is a monster. Who's eating people.
I just don't think he's I don't think he's a monster. I think he's just like really loves comedy and is just like happy. Like I think he's depressed. Mm-hmm. He has depression, and like that's cool, whatever. Same, but I mean like he's just like so happy to be there, and just like I think he really loves just hanging out with people. Whereas I feel like Jimmy Fallon is like a sociopath, right?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. That's why I feel like Conan is happy to be there. He's having fun. He's like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Conan's not going to rape you.
Definitely not. And all of his jokes are like, I'm ugly. I am no loser. Right. And
that's my stand-up too, so it's relatable for me. I think Conan's cool. I don't think I've consumed a lot of his stuff. A lot of the late night shows I haven't watched a lot of unless my friends are on it, and then I'll watch whenever a packet comes around. I'm like consuming Jimmy Kimmel, and I'm like, I don't know if I want this job.
I was pretty into Dave Letterman too.
So I was gonna say I would like to be a guest on on the Up Next. What's that one? Is that what it's called? With
I think
David
it's
Letterman?
Up Next. Did you watch the Kim Kardashian
Of course
one?
I watched the Kim Kardashian one. It was so good.
So
I was like,
interesting.
okay, all of a sudden I want to be in the Kardashian family. I want Kris
Absolutely.
to be my mom.
Yes.
I want,
Yeah, and I also feel like it was actually really funny, like with, Kanye, like with his sunglasses on.
Yeah.
What a fucking psycho. Like,
Did he interview Kanye?
No. I'm just saying when Kanye was in the audience,
Yeah.
and he's wearing sunglasses
Yeah.
and a hoodie, and he's
Right.
like on his phone. While Kim
Totally.
is just like, I was fucking raped.
Yeah, she was like, I was at gunpoint, my sex tape leaked.
And he's like texting.
I know. She's giving us 5-star interview.
I think she's great.
I think she's
I'm a
great.
big fan.
I would go on that show because I feel like it's a little deeper than the late night shows where you're just like, yeah, so the movie is coming out.
Right.
That's right.
It's so funny how I got it. My agent called and she was like, do you want to do this? And I was like, of course I do. And now I'm in it. And let's play the clip. And that's it. And they're like,
Roll
up
the
next,
clip.
Ariana Grande. It's like
And it's
so
also,
on the
but
surface.
you know what's crazy is like all those late night interviews, like some of the actors that go on there are like so boring.
Yeah.
And their stories that they tell are horrible.
Well, that's why they need the
Horrible.
segments that are like
Yes,
truth or dare.
exactly.
3 truths and a
It's
lie
like, let's
with
play
Robert
crack
Pattinson.
catchphrase. It's like, okay, dude, whatever.
Spin the bottle.
We're at a fucking party. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah. So like, I'll never forget, like, what's her face? Zoe Kravitz was on, I think it was Dave Letterman, maybe she just told some story about a tortoise. And I was like, I gotta block her. I don't know. This is fucking horrible. What a
block
dumb
her.
bitch. Sorry, Zoe. You're gorgeous. I loved you in Big Little Lies, but this is horrible. It was just like embarrassing.
We all want like our actors to be personalities as well as actors, and so we expect so much when they go on these couches and stuff, when we forget that actors are just reading lines of cooler people.
That's right.
So
Right. Have the writers on.
have the writer have
That's
a
a good
comedian
show.
on.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's a good show.
Just to talk.
We
Yeah.
interview writers, and they're like
Yeah.
hideous.
They're men who can't make eye contact. Because that's
Just autistic men.
really. So I would go on. I would go on that Letterman one because it's a minute. If I was just
Yeah.
like, I feel like Jimmy Fallon would be fun to go on just because he laughs at everything you say.
Yes.
and you can literally be like, "So I'm suicidal," and he'd be like,
He's like, me too.
"Yeah, yeah."
He went to he has a degree from the College of St. Rose, and it's an
that's right.
honorary
Where is
degree.
that? Jersey?
No, Albany.
No, Albany, New York is where I went to school, and he didn't earn that degree. He just got it.
Really?
What do
Yeah.
you mean? What do
He
we
dropped out of
early?
school. Yeah.
Oh,
Because
I
he
love
had to do
that.
comedy.
I love that.
He had to pursue a dream, and then as a typical man, he just got a degree for
College
nothing.
of St. Rose.
Yeah, it's Catholic.
Yes.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
he a Catholic?
Yeah.
Felon.
Yeah,
Irish Catholic.
He's like Brooklyn Catholic, right?
I don't know.
Well, he drinks heavily.
oh yeah, he's
Yeah.
a drinker.
Yeah.
Doesn't he like break his hand? Like
I think every night.
always in a bandage.
And then he has to be like, this crazy thing happened. I dropped my cat on my hand. And it's like,
While I
no,
was watching my kids.
he punched a wall.
He's a psychopath.
He punched a wall.
Yeah.
The other one I might go on, and this is cheesy as hell, that Hot Ones show where you eat the wings on YouTube.
What's it called? The
Hot Ones, I think.
Oh, right.
You eat wings, and the guy's like, but the one that for me is like, that celebrity is gonna get diarrhea tonight. That's how
Right.
every time I watch like Man vs. Food or anything involving someone eating hot food, I'm like, they're about to have the water shits for 3 days.
I just don't. I've thought about that show, and I'm like, I don't never want to eat that. I never want to do that. Not that anyone wants me there, but I'm just saying, if they did,
You
I'd
can
be
tell
like,
Hot
no.
Ones, it's a no from me.
hard pass, hard fucking pass. But yeah, that one's just too fucking much. It's like you're sweating, and it's like, I don't know. I actually have never seen it. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I barely watched it because it's
Yeah.
pretty much just like Pete Davidson being like, yeah, I mean, I'll try the suicide one. Why not? And then all the comments are like, wait, I'm a simp for Pete. And
Yeah.
so it's more just like, because I'm from Buffalo, so it'd be like a good
Well,
branding.
I feel like you love wings.
I do love wings as
Right?
well.
Yeah.
I don't like the whole country watching me eat wings though.
Right.
I didn't eat wings with Andrew till we were like, I met his mom because I was like, I need to know you won't break up with me because eating wings and corn on the cob is the most humiliating thing you can do in front of a man. In my
I feel like you're
humble
very
opinion.
in the zone when you're eating.
Especially the corn
Right.
on the cob. You're like,
Also, some men are definitely jerking off to you eating the wings.
oh,
yeah.
that's a thing. I didn't even think
Hot
about that
take.
mukbang shit. Caitlin is so forward thinking.
Absolutely. I'm like, people are jerking off. I'm like, what? Holy shit, Caitlin.
No, food shows are very much pornography for a lot of people.
So true.
Yeah. Also, there's feeder porn. So like,
What do you mean?
So
feeder is when you feed
when like
people.
you talk about fattening up someone. It's usually thin men feeding larger women.
That's so true.
And then they like describe their stats. They'll be like, this is how much I weigh before the session, and then they'll bring in like big boxes of pizzas and like sweets, and then they just literally feed them, and it's like food centered pornography is huge.
It's
Are you into it?
No,
I feel like you know a lot about it.
Caitlin's just very knowledgeable.
I think that sex is fascinating. So like, yeah, I love learning about kinks.
The kinks, the feeder thing, it makes me uncomfy
Dude,
as someone
me too.
who just weighs myself after a meal just because. I don't want to get sex involved with that.
Damn.
Any other talk shows?
Remember Ricky Lake having a talk show?
I remember Ricky Lake having a talk show.
Yeah.
I missed those like 90s, early 2000s daytime shows because I would be sitting just watching Maury, learning a lot about the world. The things I learned on Maury was, there was like, I'm an 11-year-old and I have sex and I'm here to tell my mom that I've had sex with 3 different men and one of them is her sibling. And you're like home from school and you're like, what the fuck?
Maury, I was obsessed with Maury.
It was so
I
good.
was so into it. Remember that he would have like people with fears come on?
Yep.
And they'd be like, I'm scared of tinfoil.
Yes.
And then, like a person would come in with like a giant tinfoil
Yep.
castle and they'd be like,
They're like, Jennifer, we have a surprise for you after the commercial break.
right.
Up next. Holy shit. She runs into the green room away from the foil man.
so
I miss the Scared Straight when they would have the episode where all the kids would have to go visit a jail and be like,
Yes.
and like they'd see the kids like behind bars.
Wait, this was on Maury?
I don't know if it was Maury, but it was one of those like, it was in that era of
Dr.
talk
Phil
shows.
type
Dr.
of
Phil's great.
fucking shit. Yeah.
I loved seeing kids play like, this is what your life is going to end up like,
Yeah.
and seeing kids like freaking out,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
like pretending to do time, like role playing hard time.
fucking love it.
So bad. So good. Okay, well, that's our first segment. I feel like we're synced up. How do you guys
I
feel?
feel great.
I feel great. Okay, let's move on to our next seg. It's a little warm in here. I apologize about that. But our next
Is my
segment...
hair just all fucked up here?
It's a little fucked up, but
what can you
I
do?
can't help you. So...
It's fine. Let's just move forward.
Okay, so our second segment is called Maddie Lives, all right? So we have 3 celebrity headlines from the week, and we are going to fill them in with some of our Mad Libs, okay?
Okay.
It's a little bit improv-y. I know we've all kind of done some improv here. Maggie was famous at a few of the theaters before getting kicked out.
Really not before getting banned.
Okay, so for this first one, I'm going to need something you say when you defend someone.
When you defend someone.
Yeah.
Okay. He's a good guy. He
He's a good guy. That works. Yeah.
is that
Do you just want one?
Yeah, just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so for the next one, what do you say when you're angered? Something you say when you're angered.
Jag off.
Jack off.
Jag off.
Jag off.
yeah. Kill yourself.
Okay, we'll do
Too
both
dark?
of those. No, that's good. And then I'll just do the jag off. And then for the last one, what do you say when you're not surprised? You're like,
I could see that.
okay, that's perfect. Okay, so this first headline says comedian John Mulaney and wife Anne-Marie Tenderloin or whatever her last name divorced this week. They announced it. 2 days later, they announced immediately that John is dating Olivia Munn.
From rehab, right?
Yeah. Well, he got out of rehab. Now he's dating her.
Got it.
Okay. Upon hearing the news, all of Mulaney's fans said, "He's a good guy." The general public said, "Jag off, John." And then female comics all said, "I could see that."
It's perfect. Wait, those were perfect.
I didn't know you get a girlfriend from rehab. That's great.
Yeah, right?
They didn't meet in rehab. Allegedly, the story is they met at a wedding in 2015.
Oh.
They kept in
Fucked?
touch.
Oh.
What do you guys think of this? My theory is it's actually PR because Olivia Munn is often a PR girl.
Interesting. No, Olivia Munn. Now, who?
She was in House of Cards and otherwise used to date Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback from the Packers.
Okay.
And then Chris Pratt, maybe?
Oh, she was with Chris Pratt after he left.
So now she's got a skinny boy.
What'd you say?
Now she's got a skinny boy.
Now she has a skinny boy.
I just feel bad for this Anna Karenina. What was it? Wait, who's the fuck is this bitch?
Anna Marie Tenderloin or something.
Who is she?
Tender's.
Is she
John's
a producer or
wife?
something?
She's not a producer. She's an artist. She is currently in a master's program at NYU for
Oh, she'll meet someone.
artistry.
No wonder he left her.
She's hot, under 5'5", and literally 110 pounds.
But she's in grad school. That's a red flag.
Yeah.
Anyone?
But if you date a guy who's famous, you can do anything.
Right. That's true.
The grad school might have been as a result of just dating a famous person.
Yeah.
What kind of artist?
I think it's I think she does drawings and stuff.
Okay.
Like visual.
I'm gonna
stuff.
look into her. I'm gonna look at her Instagram.
Yeah, take a peek. You would like her.
Probably.
She
Yeah.
sounds better than John.
Yeah.
I just feel bad for her, like, cause like she's like telling, like her statement is like, I am
heartbroken
dude.
that John has decided to end our marriage.
Who says that?
My
So
thing,
embarrassing.
literally, if Andrew and I broke up, I would be like, yeah, I dumped him. I'd be like, oh, I'm too good. If he dumped me, I would be like, yeah, I ended it.
Of course.
Just so
Yeah.
you know. So I think people are in shock because John's brand is very nice guy.
yeah. Suit,
Even
suit, suit.
though we as comedians know,
Bad guy.
once a nice guy, never a nice guy. Any guy whose brand is wifey guy,
Yeah,
love
yeah,
my
yeah.
girlfriend,
And sober, it's like,
behind closed doors.
Keeping in touch with
You know,
girls from
Coke.
2015.
Keeping in
Yeah.
touch with girls from 20.
Yeah.
The DMs are open.
hell
Yes.
yeah. I wonder what this wedding vibe was like. Like, did they fuck at this wedding? Is what I want to know.
No.
And did they get drunk?
I
'Cause he was sober then. I feel like.
I have
right?
no. I think it's all like. I think it's
it's
all kind of
fake?
fake.
Interesting.
I don't know.
I could see that. I could see that.
Any sort of story that's pushed by like people.com and E! Online and his publicist is like, what are
Yeah.
you getting ready for a movie or?
that might be it.
And like the coupling up of people to get ready for a movie is like, it's not old Hollywood.
Right.
We're not going to see John Mulaney because he's dating Olivia Munn and they're
Right.
like stars. It's like,
Yeah.
it's not Judy Garland time. Like you don't need to couple people up. Like get over this whole branding. And I
Yeah,
think his
it's
team
fucking
was
weird.
probably like, well, we can't have a single guy out there on the prowl. So I think they paired him up. That's my
Interesting.
theory.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating. Interesting. I mean, I definitely think he probably dislikes his wife. I'll think that part is real.
Okay.
But then the rest of it could definitely be like contrived fake. I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
I
Right.
guess.
I don't believe anything in Hollywood.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
I hear you. Yeah.
And he's just another comedian. So, okay, let's go to the next one. Okay. Something, so this second one is something women tell us when they get back with their ex.
I don't know. He was around.
He was around. Okay. And then things guys say to their friends when they're back with their exes.
Yeah, she's a good girl. Right.
Okay, so this one's going to be pretty straightforward. Okay, so Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez are seen together after she got rid of A-Rod.
I'm obsessed.
Reports say Jen is saying things like he was around to her friends, and Ben is telling his friends she's such a good girl.
Dude, so good.
So what do you guys think, Ben and Jen? I think it's fake.
I don't actually think it's fake because I think he is very unhinged.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so sorry for what's her face, who was his ex with the 3 kids. She was the side character in Dallas Buyers Club.
Oh, Jennifer Garner.
Yes, Jennifer
I thought you were talking
Garner.
about A-Rod's ex.
No.
Yeah, Ben Affleck's
so like,
ex, yeah.
I just feel like he is such an alcoholic. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie, like I've seen videos of Jennifer Garner being like, stop, paparazzi when they're
Right.
at her house, and he's like going to rehab. And it's like, I feel like he is like a tragedy of a father and husband
Yeah.
and just like a fucking mess. And so is Casey Affleck. Like, oh my God, the Afflecks are a mess. But I just think like J-Lo, like I feel like that's like, because they were together like years ago.
Years.
Right?
Like years.
I feel like he's just like addicted to that pussy, you know? Right?
Do you think they're going to come out with like a clothing line like that's what's behind this?
I'm always sus of any sort of like,
This feels like a
gonna
business.
collab.
This is a
It's-
business partnership, not love.
there's cologne
Love don't
coming.
cost a thing.
Oh, Jenny from the Block. She's coming back.
That's right.
And other songs by J-Lo that I don't remember.
What's the other? No, what's her famous?
Waiting for tonight. I think there's a collab coming. My thing is anything that involves paparazzi, the celebs always have to tell the paparazzi, so there's a little bit of fake push behind it.
They have to leak it themselves.
Yes, they always have to leak it themselves.
Or their PR person is just like, okay, cool. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like very shady. But
very shady.
I think they're definitely fucking. Ben and Jen. Fucking.
Do you think Ben Affleck has a big penis?
No.
I think it's mid-size.
I think he can't get hard because he's an alcoholic.
Me too. Anytime I hear someone's an alcoholic, I'm like, your dick is perpetually soft.
You're flaccid constantly.
Yeah. Also, men in their 40s just have ED. Just period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is same with women when they're 29. So. And in their 30s. All right, we got one more headline, and then we're going to talk about our topics. Okay. So this one says, what's the absolute worst way you can apologize for something?
I'm sorry that upset you.
Okay, so that's perfect. I'm sorry that upset you. Okay, so last headline in the segment. Chrissy Teigen. We have talked about her. She keeps coming up in celebrity news. Chrissy Teigen is in hot water because in 2011 she sent incredibly rude DMs to a 16-year-old. Courtney Stodden. Courtney Stodden married a 51-year-old man. It's a whole thing on Twitter. I guess a lot of people were mean to this young woman in 2016. Or 2011, there were DMs from Chrissy telling Courtney to kill herself. I hope you take a dirt bath, stuff like that. Chrissy apologized saying, I'm sorry you're upset. I'm sorry that upset you.
Wow, evil.
Wait a minute. I didn't know about any of this.
Yeah, it's in the news right now.
Okay.
And so I think there's been a lot of like Chrissy Teigen brewing on Twitter, and people were always like, she rubs me the wrong way. And now there's like direct like DMs that she sent to a young woman.
Chrissy is a name you have to live up to. That's a reputation of being a bitch.
If I was Chrissy, it's like how it rolls off your tongue. Chrissy. Yeah.
Dude, I think she's such a psychopath. Like her whole thing of like, I'm not on Twitter. I am back. It's like
2 months later,
bitch. Like
it's like when I tell people I'm not drinking, and then you go and someone's like, wine, and I'm like, yes, of course,
yes,
yeah.
Since I never go sober.
People
ever.
don't. If you announce that you're sober with a capital S, you go back on that. Everyone has trust issues with you.
That's right. That's right. Okay, so Chrissy, but why is she DMing this girl? Like, why is she angry?
It was in 2011. This girl married a rich 51-year-old guy.
But like, how does she even know this girl? Like,
I think the girl was in a central. Back then when people were mad at the women for stuff rather than the men.
Yeah.
Monica Lewinsky type of thing.
Yeah.
Let's all hate on the young woman rather than the man for being a predator.
Of course.
So people put hate because back in 2011, which is crazy, only 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Literally 2 years ago, people started being like, okay, let's actually reverse everything we've done. So 2011, people were really mean to this 16-year-old. And it wasn't only Chrissy, but Chrissy Teigen's DMs to this girl came out. I guess Target and another site took out Chrissy Teigen's cookware line. This is a reason. Yeah, it's like called Chrissy
Teigen.
something. Again with the name brand stuff like Chrissy, Ellen. I honestly think Jessica Alba is the only one we can trust at this point.
I love her.
I'm obsessed.
She's so nice.
She's a billionaire now too.
The Eye, great movie.
Yeah,
the horror movie where her eye gets replaced.
Did you just say Honey like the movie? It's so bad and good.
Yeah,
at the same time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's so good. You know what? I remember Chat Roulette.
Yeah.
Okay, I used to go on Chat Roulette all the time, and I was convinced that I saw Jessica Alba, and I told everyone about it. But then everyone was like, "No, that's just like a picture." And I was like, "I'm a loser." Sorry.
There's like a man just holding a Jessica Alba pic.
Jessica. I was like so excited. I told everyone that I met her, and no one believed me. And I think it was wrong. Yeah, it was fake. So
yeah, it was probably fake.
But it's like I feel like if anyone were to go on Chat Roulette for fun, it would be Jessica Alba because she's wholesome, she's nice, right?
She seems super busy.
Maybe not.
If I'm gonna be. Yeah, she has a massive company and an incredible body to keep up with.
Who is she married to? She married?
Someone we don't know, I thought.
So this bakeware, now it's like associated to bullying that they pulled off the shelves.
So there was some rumors of like, it's not related to her canceling, but then another site pulled her shit off it's a little sus that it's all coming down at once.
Yeah.
And then it was available on Walmart, but for an insane price, aka they're not in supply anymore. So she has like cookbooks, cookware, all sorts of stuff.
Well, that's interesting because I just didn't know what her career was.
Right.
I was like, are you just on Twitter in some Amy Schumer videos sometimes, and then also married to John Legend randomly.
It'd be funny if they came out with like a replacement line of like victim wear.
Right. They say, here's your pepper spray if you need it. And she helps you with that.
Whoever she bullied now gets a product deal at Target.
Yeah,
that's the fair trade.
Actually, yeah. Any sort of people who are victims of someone else's bullying should get what that person had.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love
It's
that.
like a Freaky Friday from like perpetrator to victim.
Yes.
Freaky Friday.
And all their money too. But to answer your question, I think she's pretty much a celebrity turned influencer. She's pretty much just like an A-list influencer.
Because what was she? Because she was just like an actress. Did she do comedy?
No.
She's just an actress.
She's a model. She was like a Sports Illustrated model
I
and
didn't
like
know
a Victoria's Secret angel.
Oh, okay, I could see that.
And then they linked up, her and John, and now
Damn, I wonder what he thinks of her.
that's the thing with like celebrity couples. It's like, do you guys interact that
Do you guys
much?
even
Because you're so
talk?
busy
Yeah.
that you're like, where is Chrissy today? Oh, she's in Hong Kong? I had no idea. I think they like don't even interact that much.
Probably not.
She probably has 20 nannies.
Oh,
She doesn't even
yeah.
see her kids.
Yeah, and she, I don't know, man. I mean, I remember like in 2015 or something, a friend of mine was like, Chrissy Teigen is the most funniest person on Twitter ever. And I was like, I don't trust this. I think she sucks. Just because he said it.
She's the kind who tweets things that are like relatable AF. And it's like,
but you're also crazy. And it's also like you're obsessed with the attention, but like in a way that like a 16-year-old girl is, who's like not famous.
yes.
You know, like that's what I don't get about celebrities who are really famous and like their whole Instagram presence is just like selfies. I'm like, you're already famous.
If I became famous, I would give my phone to someone else and be like, take it. I don't want,
Though?
yeah.
Really?
The like active, like being, I would be like,
Wait,
awesome.
like Britney Spears?
Yeah, it's an opportunity to be like, not have this in my hand anymore.
I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
But Britney Spears' Instagram is such a journey. I love it.
There's something going on there.
Oh, yeah.
We don't know
Super
what's going on.
creepy.
behind
You guys saw the
closed doors.
documentary.
Yes.
Yeah, we watched the
yeah.
documentary. It was a rite of passage. Yeah.
You probably talked about it on this podcast.
We did about 10 episodes ago. So
I'm like, never mind.
anyway, okay, so that's our Maddie Libs.
Okay.
We got some good juice out there. Let's talk about our topics.
Right.
From the top of the pod, Ellen's over, NYPD at Pride Parade, masks are off. Let's talk about the NYPD at the Pride Parade. Pride is coming up. I've been to a few Pride parades, but I was telling Caitlin before the pod, nothing crazy. Haven't been involved with NYPD, been to Stonewall once. So for me, it's like I do think it makes sense. Tension has been high between the PD and everyone else for a while. PD and literally everyone else for a while.
Yeah.
Well, there's always been Reclaim Pride, which has always been a version that starts before Pride actually starts without cops. So like this has
what is
been
that?
this
I
has
didn't
been
know.
self-organized for years that we've had this. We also have Dyke March, which is like independent of this. We also have one that's like a trans inclusive one that's independent of this. So there's always been like communities in New York that are like,
See, the news didn't tell me that.
right.
They made it look like it was one chopping block deal.
So it sounds like they are now finally listening to folks because of what's happened with Black Lives Matter, that like they're actually going to not have on-duty cops for the actual parade. But there's always been people organizing and having a cop-free version of Pride. It's just not been at the one that's like the Macy's Day Parade
the
version.
one that's like,
know that.
there's the Citibank float. Yay!
Right, exactly.
Oh my God. Alana Glazer. Yeah, the huge one that like, you know, your company's marching and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but now they're doing community-based protectors. What's the word? Community-based security.
Officer,
security.
fun, nice officer.
Nice officers, if that's not an oxymoron.
Well, it's cool because it gives people like, I mean, everyone, including soccer moms, has been like having like a prison abolition stance and an anti-police stance in like the height of the pandemic. And now it's like an opportunity for people to put their money where their mouth is and be like, we're talking about having funding for social services and like alternatives to prisons and policing. And now we can show how it works at a really huge event where there are security concerns. And if we can't do it on like a one-time event, then like, I guess we can't do it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, they have this event and 3 more years because they said till 2025.
That's crazy.
Yeah, to get it right.
Yeah.
Hopefully nobody dies.
Oh, God. That's right. I guess I'm just like, I hope nothing goes wrong.
Right.
I don't think anything would go wrong unless anti-people come, which always some people do, but they're always like old men with bright orange hair and they're like, God hates, the F word.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots.
But usually it's goes off pretty regular except for people getting hammered.
Right. Right. That's what I'm saying. Oh, well, that's what I'm like, are people going to be like coked up? Are they going to be okay? I mean, they'll be coked up. I'm hoping there's no fights or anything.
Yeah. Are there usually fights?
I don't know. Like I was just saying before we started the pod, like I got robbed in 2019 at the parade, like the big corporation version.
Like what was the rob?
So like crowds were pushing to get up to the gate, and I was trying to find my friends who were already like with the Wendy Williams flow, and that's where I was supposed to be. And all of a sudden, I had this like bag across me, and I could feel someone in my bag, and there was like people pushed up against each other, like trying to get up to the front. And I turned around and there was this small little man holding up a little pride thing, and he was just robbing me. He had had his hand in my bag. He had been like taking all my stuff out. And by the time I caught him, I slapped his hand. And I was like, what the fuck? And then like other people around like didn't even notice. Yeah. And it took me a minute to even feel it because we were all so like pressed up against each other. I didn't know someone was in my bag.
Damn.
When you say small little man...
He was like this little dude who was like old, and I think that he had that as a little prop and was not obviously gay.
His little distraction.
Yeah, he was like,
brilliant.
I'm fitting in with everyone, and
Actually,
then
a
like
good strategy,
and robbing,
not a bad idea.
robbing clueless people.
Right.
Damn.
I mean, it's a time when everyone is out and like usually very drunk at a minimum, and so like I'm sure there's lots of robbing to be had.
Yeah.
But there won't be no people helping. There will just be non-police.
That's
security.
Exactly.
With badges or like what
guns.
you wear.
Sashes.
Big guns.
Rifles. Large rifles. Bayonets.
We're going to have militarized social workers.
I'm like, can I volunteer? I'd love to help out.
I want to be the new cops.
You guys are doing great. You're killing it.
Weapon of choice, like you're playing Halo.
You're just like dropping bazookas.
Yeah.
God.
It's community oriented though, so it's fine.
Take one gun and pass it around.
I would like to go. I think it'll be fun, right?
I've always have a good time.
Fun.
I've gone a few times, but yeah, there wasn't last year, right?
No, it was virtual.
Yeah.
But there was some stuff going on at Stonewall because like Black Lives Matter was happening, and then I think during Pride there was some in-person stuff last year.
Yeah.
But the official one was like virtual.
Wow.
So this one is gonna be whack because in a good way, like a positive.
I love
just
it.
like blah. So how do we feel about maybe gay cops who might be offended by this? It's hard because you're like, dude, you're a cop.
I don't know. I think there's like such cognitive dissonance for anyone who's gay and can support Trump or be a police officer. And especially if you're a queer woman who's like been in the police force, they're always so terrible when you interact. Whenever I've been pulled over by a female cop, it's amped up to a level that I'm like, this is not like you're basically like jacking me up against my car because you're trying to prove something. And I understand that like this system has broken your brain, and I can't imagine what it's like to be a woman in this industry, but like chill the fuck out.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah.
That's how I feel about female comics.
Totally.
Chill the fuck out. What are you, a male ally? What's going on here? It is. I haven't interacted with a lot of female. I always get pulled over by dudes.
No, I feel like I always get women, and it's always like so intense, and I'm like, oh, okay, we get it. we get it that it's hard. So no, I don't have sympathy, and also, Also, if you're off duty, you can march. So they're not telling you that as they're not like removing your rights as like a civilian. They're just saying that like if you're on duty, you can't march.
It's weird because I know a lot of gay guys who are Trump supporters. I mean, they're everywhere. I don't get it. I think it's just, especially if they're like loaded. They're like, well, I'm loaded, so I don't give a fuck. You know, they're like, I'll support Trump, and it's like, you're a psychopath. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But whatever. I don't know. It's depressing. Yeah. My brother's neighbor, Rich, gay, loves Trump.
Wow.
Refuses to wear masks in the building, so even around my brother's kids. Like,
the alignment of all of those, gay, loaded, loves Trump, refuses to wear masks, is like so crazy.
It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But it's just like a selfishness. It's just like a narcissism. I think it's just like, if you are a narcissist, you will be obsessed with Trump and like love him because he too is a narcissist, no matter what. Like, and also you want to be his friend. Like, you don't want to be like a victim of the bully, you know, like you want to be on the bully side, you know? So I feel like it's all just like pathetic.
It's like Roger's friends and Doug. In the show Doug, or any cartoon with a bully, like the stupidest. That's all Trump supporters are like. They're like, yeah,
exactly.
go Roger, go.
Even a friend of mine, she tutors kids with disabilities, and like a lot of their moms are like Trump supporters. It's like, don't you get it? Like that you are losing rights. Like your kids are not. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. But yeah, Roger's great character.
He's pretty hot when you think about it.
He's fucking hot.
Yeah.
He's the yellow skin,
the orange,
and
like,
the fucking mohawk.
And his dad is rich as fuck. He shows up to school in a limo.
I don't remember that.
Patty Mayonnaise is the original lesbian.
Oh, I was going to say she's hot as fuck. His sister, I thought, was more of a lesbian.
What's the sister's name again?
Jane? Or no, something else. But the sister's like an artist. Actually, no, sister's like a straight Brooklyn girl.
Yeah.
Who dresses like a lesbian. But
she's like
is
a
the straightest
Bushwick
woman.
chic.
You know, and then Patty Mayonnaise.
Yes.
I remember
that's why Doug keeps pining after her, and she's like, Doug, I just want to play baseball.
Dude, I remember having a Patty Mayonnaise t-shirt as a kid. I was obsessed with her. I thought she was so cool.
She's really cool.
All those 90s cartoons are just the best.
They were so good. They don't make them like they used to.
They really don't.
Yeah.
They really don't. Yeah. They really don't.
Rugrats?
Rugrats was good.
Cynthia, she's a real cool dancer. Cynthia, boogie to the groove now. You know what? I saw this chick with like a Rugrats t-shirt, and I was like drunk, and I almost went up to her and was like, Cynthia. I didn't know.
She would have been like, what?
Yeah, she'd be like, I don't even know the content.
I got this at Urban. What?
Exactly. Dude, Hey Arnold, another great one. Oh,
Hey Arnold is so good.
It's I've been watching it recently on Hulu. It's such a great. I make my mom watch it. My favorite that I watched recently is when the Romeo and Juliet episode.
Oh yeah. And they go to the play.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then also the Carmen episode. Remember when they were watching the opera?
That's what I was thinking. Is when he falls asleep.
Magic slingshot.
The slingshot. Dude, any musical episode of a show,
so fucking good.
I don't know if you guys remember Even Stevens when they had the musical episode.
Oh, I remember.
We went to the moon in 1969.
Yes. Oh my god.
All right, so are you guys gonna go to Pride? We got the no police there. I'm going now. I'm going
down.
Tits out, fucking puss out. It's gonna be great. So we got that. Ellen's over. What do we think?
It's been overdue. And also like her exit was so crap. Also, she gets to do a whole season before she goes. Just go.
She gets a whole season. These people who are so adamant about keeping their jobs after they have money to live 5 more lives is like, I would get up and run. But of course, that's why I'm not in Ellen's place, because I abandon things easily when I face criticism. But even Andrew Cuomo, he's like, I will stay in this position. It's like, dude, you have 7 women accusing you.
I know.
Just leave, disappear. For Ellen, it's like, leave. Harvey Weinstein's like, I will continue working. Leave. I beg of you. Your addiction is staying in the spotlight when you have enough money to buy an island and have people serve you the rest of your life.
It's just proof that it's like all about their ego. Like it's like the money is like, it's like they don't even see it anymore.
I know.
Like they don't even process it. Like it's like $5 million is basically like 25 million. I mean, I have no concept of like what it's like to have obviously any money at all.
After you have enough money, it is about climbing and maintaining your power.
And your like your reputation, all that shit. I guess, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I wonder if she has fun with it. Like, is she having fun hosting? No.
I have no idea.
I think Ellen's fun is just money.
Yeah,
And, like, power.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like ratings and expanding the Ellen brand.
Like, do
Yeah.
you think that when she's like doing her dance, she's like, I'm screaming inside, you know?
I think she's like soaking in the sun
Yeah,
every
she
single
loves the
day.
attention.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
definitely.
She has a politician's personality, and yet she's running this wholesome daytime TV show, and it's always rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
My hurt with Ellen is like, and I was reading an article about like what Ellen could have been if she wasn't forced to be a talk, because she was such a good comic.
She was. I love
And-
her comedy.
Yeah, and Ellen the show was really good.
Yes.
And what could she have been if we allowed her to just be a comedian rather than become a brand emperor?
Like, did this destroy her?
It would have destroyed me. If you
Yeah.
have a show and the ratings are good and you're like, all right, we got to make it better. I think with each season you grow a little more tight and you're like,
I could see that.
No, we can't slip.
Yeah. You know what's a great, remember this joke from her old stand-up where she's like, it's so stupid. She's in the car. She's like, it's not this anymore.
Yeah.
It's this. And I'm like, she is brilliant. It's amazing.
Observation.
I know, you're watching old Seinfeld. He's like, why does a bank have pens? And you're, everyone's freaking the fuck out. Now they're like, you need to talk about your schizophrenia.
If you're not a storyteller, you're not talking about your mental illness, it's not interesting.
It's not interesting.
Yeah. That's so funny. Yeah. Seinfeld.
What do you guys think Ellen could have been if not?
I feel like she could have been like a cool actress,
Yeah.
like in movies and shit. Like,
Yeah, I feel
right?
she'd be like a war leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She'd be in war.
Yeah, she'd be like making defense decisions of like who to bomb, like based on her
Yeah.
enemies.
Oh,
You think she'd
shit.
still turn out as
Right?
Oh, it's
Press
not
the button.
this.
It's not.
It's this.
Detonate them. Totally.
She probably always. I just think like running a show makes you very hardened.
Yeah.
I think so. But then I'm like, is Oprah a bitch?
I feel like she would just airstrike
so.
all the women who rejected her before Portia.
Oh, wow.
Totally.
Have you got
She
this-
has a list. She has
Oh, yeah.
spreadsheets of those who have wronged her.
Yes.
What I do like about her is, like, you know, because she was like so like demonized for being gay when she had
Yeah.
her show. So then it's like she has this comeback and it's like pretty cool. But then it's like she like fucks it all up because she's a sociopath, I guess. But it's just like, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, if she hadn't, yeah, she could have been an actress. Like I'd see her in like, you know, all the blockbusters. Ellen.
She was in that rom-com
yeah.
about like getting married to a man.
What rom-com?
There's like an early, I don't remember the name
I
of it.
must see it.
It's a terrible film.
I can't wait.
She's also in Finding Nemo.
Oh, that's
Who does she play?
Dory.
I am so dumb. I had no idea. For God's sake.
That just keeps swimming.
Is it
1996 Mr. Wrong.
Mr. Wrong?
Oh.
I can't wait. I'll be
Little
watching
did
that.
she know they would all be wrong. Oh, wow. Yeah.
me see.
I'm 3.8 out of 10 on IMDb. So maybe that.
Wait, can you? A lonely single woman. It's the fucking.
Oh my gosh.
Who's the guy in it?
Probably
Bill-
some nobody.
Who is it?
Oh, let me see. Hold on.
Bill Pullman. Oh, he's a some.
Oh, Bill Pullman's.
What was he in?
Yeah,
the,
Bill Pullman. Joan Cusack.
Oh,
Love her.
love her.
Love
She's
the
the best.
Cusacks.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So
So
she played a straight woman.
love it. Well, she was straight on her show, right?
Which show?
The
The Ellen Show.
Oh,
her sitcom.
Ellen the sitcom? I thought it was about gay people.
No, because
Oh.
didn't she come out when it was on,
I think you're right.
right?
Oh.
And then it got canceled, right? Because she was like, I am gay, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember the. Yeah.
Maybe that all hardened her.
It's possible.
Yeah.
She probably got a lot of hate. I mean, that was pretty early on, like what, in the 90s or something? When that happened? I don't
Maybe
know.
instead of like fully canceling the show, they should have been like, can we do like an internal workshop or something? Maybe it's too late. Maybe she's that bad.
Should we do some icebreakers about?
Yeah, do a little rope climbing activity, a little tug of war between people, go to Camp Ellen, work it out, have a drink together.
Camp Ellen.
So funny. Yeah.
But I would exit because you have so much money at that point. You can like
Dude.
chill and maybe be an executive producer of shit for the rest of
Yeah,
your
just
life.
be a producer.
Yes.
Like, also, it's like, I think some of these celebrities, like, they are workaholics, obviously. Like, they just want to be doing shit. And,
Yeah.
and it's like, if I had that much money, I'd be like, I would love to go to an island with my friends and be there until I die.
Until I die.
Like, I don't really.
and like
give a
make
fuck,
up
you know?
fake work on the island. Like,
Yeah,
I have to go to the store today. I have to work at the beach at the Cabana today. Oh, like a reality show, like on reality shows when they work, and it's like you don't actually.
No.
They're like, I have to go to the Jersey Shore shop today, and they don't actually. What I think Ellen should do is like now that her show's over, she should give us the tea on like every person who's been on the show, all of the rude people she's faced in her career, because she doesn't have to keep up the brand anymore. It's over. She can give us the tea.
Yes. Have you ever seen the Jessica Simpson interview on Ellen?
No.
Where she's like fucking wasted. It's so.
Jessica is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to watch.
You gotta watch it. It's really cool. It's really funny. It's really sad. but I mean, did you read her memoir?
No.
Guys,
I know.
It's amazing. Open book. Great book.
It came out recently.
Yeah. And she's like sober now because she was very drunk and she talks about it in the book. I'm sorry, I was drunk.
During that show?
Oh yeah. She's like incoherent. I hate to say it. I love Jessica Simpson, but she was just like,
I think it's okay if she admits it.
She's like, I'm embarrassed. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
She apparently apologized to Ellen, and Ellen's like, well, I'm a sociopath. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't remember, nor do I care. Who is Jessica Simpson?
Who are you?
Yeah. So that's what I think Ellen should do. Finally, we got the masks off. How do we feel?
Dude.
I
think it's so stupid, honestly.
Which part?
Just like you were saying earlier, like, it's just, people are just going to lie about being vaccinated.
Right. Yeah.
It's like, no, now that I'm vaccinated, I feel very much at ease, but these people who just didn't give a fuck from the beginning. And now they're like, oh, CDC, finally backing me up. What?
Yeah, they haven't listened to the CDC this whole year.
Yeah.
It's easy to be like, CDC, what the fuck are you doing? But they have given consistent info. It's just people pick and choose which info to listen to.
Right. Exactly.
Which is the most annoying part.
And I never want to see anyone's face on the train again.
I
think everyone's so fucking ugly and disgusting.
And I think the masks keep people to themselves because before it'd be like, get in my business. Yeah. Don't fucking look at me.
Dude.
We ain't making eye contact.
Yeah. Yeah. And I also like to wear the mask because if you're listening to music, you can sing along. And people aren't like, she's singing along.
That's actually true.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
I will say it stressed me out that people were wearing masks vaccinated outside because I was like, oh, the science is saying that there's like almost no transmission risk. So I was like, I was a little bit annoyed that I'm like, I feel like I have to wear a mask outside when I'm walking my dog, but I know I don't really
feel like you have to.
But it's also like PTSD from like wearing a mask for like a year and a half.
Yeah. Right.
Like I wasn't ready to like not be double masked.
Right.
It's like a binky.
Yeah, I just wanted to hit that sweet, sweet oxygen.
I know. I will say in Brooklyn, everyone is out in a mask outside.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, now I don't really care because I am vaccinated and I take so many vitamins. And
so you're totally fine.
I'm good. I don't give a fuck.
Vitamin me up, bitch.
Vitamin D.
Vitamin D is good.
Is where it's at.
Yeah.
I think vitamin C is kind of a scam, but
me too. I do the B12.
Ooh, B12
a little probiotic.
Oh, I have all that shit in my bag.
All of that. Mm-hmm. And I do a little cranberry for my urethra.
Me
I love that you said it's in your bag right now.
I have cranberry pills, probiotic pills, and vitamin D in my bag.
You gotta take the cran or
you
else
can't get a UTI.
I know.
I'm very prone.
Me too.
I get them all the time.
I only got it from rough sex once.
I've had like 7,000 UTIs.
I've had one every 3 months.
Dude, is it because it's when I'm having sex, like then I will get them
regularly.
And I literally, if I'm ever having sex, I'm like, wash your hands. Is your dick clean? You know, I'm just very like OCD about it.
Yeah. And then it ruins sex because the minute you're like, do I have to pee? It's like, it's over.
I pee before, after, during.
I pee during on his penis, before,
in his mouth,
after, and then the next day I wake up still sharp pain,
raging UTI,
knives in my urethra.
Yeah,
every day. It's fucking bad. But you know what? I actually have. I'm going to tell you about my vaginal wash that I use. It's a tea tree oil cranberry base. It's only at CVS.
Okay.
I have like 5 bottles.
Okay.
It's really good.
And what, you put it on your puss?
Yeah, you just wash it in the shower.
Yeah.
It helps. I take cranberry pills. I have little wipes, you know.
No, I have a special bar of soap for my vag in the shower.
What is that bar?
It's from that section of CVS where they have like bars of soap that you can use that are like just supposed to help your pH balance.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I don't trust Vagisil. I'll
No.
say that.
Do people still use Vagisil? I don't think they've used that since the 90s.
Oh, it's there.
people
I don't
really?
use it,
I mean,
but it's
on
there.
the shelf.
I'll never buy
Dusty.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
No one's buying it.
Isn't that the one for yeast infections or no?
Yeah, like it's just
Oh,
like
just for general health?
yeah, but I think it just like fucks you up, like all that douching
I think so.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, another great trick. This is a really great trick. Put Chobani up your pussy overnight. I'm not kidding.
No, yogurt?
Oh yeah.
And then
Take
what?
a tampon, put it all over the tampon, apply it, put it in your puss, leave it overnight.
And then what?
It,
Like,
then you know,
you
just
put a little
and then
chia
you-
seed on there.
And then you
granola.
taste like
Have a
key lime
snack.
pie.
Yeah, and then you get to put some toppings on.
you just let it, marinate, and then it's like in the morning, you're not gonna have a UTI, is what I'm saying.
Really?
Because it has all the bacteria. It's like a probiotic.
Interesting.
Yeah. I do it all the time.
Because I
All the
don't
time.
love taking the antibiotics anymore because they're heavy on the system.
Dude, when
Right.
you have
Yeah.
like bacterial vaginosis, I get that one too. BV.
I don't get BV as much, just UTIs every other day.
You ever had BV and a UTI?
No.
No.
Me neither, yeah.
And a yeast infection, triple threat right here.
Stop bragging.
Hell yeah.
Anyway, on that note, we have to end the pod. Thank you guys so much for being here. What a variety of topics we've covered today.
How fun.
Where can we find both of you?
Mags Lals on Twitter and Instagram at MAGSLALS.
I am at the Caitlin Reese on Twitter and Instagram, and I have a fan house if you want to look at my body.
Yeah, check it out. And
Hell yeah.
check out Caitlin Reese on Fan House. Check out Maddie Smith. If you're listening, we're on patreon.com/Maddie Smith for full video episodes along with other stuff. And I'll be in Los Angeles at the end of June. So keep an eye out for those shows and have a great rest of your day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.